Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me. This tarot reading is going to be for Aries for September 2020. Angels, spirits of light, I call you forth and I ask that you bring me messages for my Aries for the month of September 2020. Let's see what messages Spirit has for you guys, and hopefully I can provide you information so that you can make the best decisions in your life. Please know that this is for entertainment purposes, but I have been known to pull very accurate readings in the past. One more. Hope that you're able to see it. Okay. So first off, we have the Seven of Swords, the High Priestess, the Ace of Wands. So what that tells me with the Seven of Swords is that there is maybe some type of theft. It could be that somebody is trying to get away with something, being sneaky. It could be a cycle of just bad luck. You need to try and be a little bit tactful. Kind of like be careful what you say and how you say it to certain people. Another thing that it could be for the Seven of Swords, it could be partial success. However, it is not justified with all of the risks that you might have to take. Okay, Aries, so be very careful with how you handle your situations. Now, as for the High Priestess, I love this card, by the way. The High Priestess it has a lot to do with things that are done, in hidden, being secretive, which is part of this as well. Maybe your subconscious, maybe it's your subconscious trying to come up forth and bring you some type of restoration to how you're feeling. And then at the end, we have the Ace of Wands. Now, for the Ace of Wands, for me, what it tells me, it's usually what it is that it is usually, new adventures, an idea or a project that you have, something that you want to be able to put your will. So what this is pretty much telling me is that it's either somebody trying to be sneaky with you, keeping secrets from you, but there is the will that you have, which can make certain situations come to be. So it could also be that you're being secretive and you're kind of trying to get things to go your way. So you need to be very careful about that, because it could be a situation where you're taking risks to get something out of somebody else, but you don't know how much that's gonna cost you. And that's something that you need to be very aware of too, that you have to be able to distinguish whether those risks that you're trying to take, whether they are for the benefit of all. Let's see. Kind of have to do it backwards. It's just my camera. My setup, it's a little bit off. So let me see here. But then we also have the Two of Wands, the Four of Swords, and then the Fool. And see, this sort of kind of like tells me that your will, you're taking a risk here. A risk being, so from what I'm getting here is that there's a decision that needs to be made. And right now you are not really in the right state of mind. You're tired. You're kind of like, you know, he already put his sword down and he has 3 swords kind of like on top of him. So he is resting. He's, you know, sort of like settling down and gathering his strength. However, this Fool right here, it can mean new beginnings. But at the same time, I'm getting a feeling of like taking the risk that you want, but you just have to make sure that you're doing it with the right type of mentality. Because if you make a decision and you make the wrong decision because of how you are feeling emotionally, that's a big risk that you're taking. You get me? Let me see what else we've got here. See, again, that's what it is. So you have to be very careful, Aries. You have to be very careful about the type of decisions that you're trying to make or that you're gonna make. But you have to be able to think about them. It is causing you some anxiety. It is causing you some anxiety, and that in itself can make you worry. And if you're worrying, if you're not really thinking of everything that could potentially go wrong, then you can make the wrong decision because you're not really in the right state of mind. Now, and see how you have these right here. It's like she's tired, she's worried, you know, she's sleepless nights, she is tired. And this sort of just like proves to Aries, like you're just tired, you just want to rest. But you have to make sure that whatever decisions you make, that you make them with the right state of mind, and that you're thinking very, very well about what it is that you want, what outcome you want. See the Judgment here. It's like you might have the will to take a risk, but just because you take a risk, it doesn't necessarily mean that you won't get judgment out of it. And as we all know, you know, every action that we make has a consequence. And that's what I feel like you need to understand, that whatever decision that you make, whether it be career, whether it be in love, whether it be, you know, in your home life, you have to take yourself into account, and you have to make yourself become accountable, because all of your decisions eventually they're going to end up with a judgment. So whatever decision, whether it's right or wrong, there's going to be judgment on it. As far as for the Page of Wands, the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups usually symbolizes your emotional nature, an artistic, imaginative student, an emotional, impressive, and creative child. So it could be somebody who's trying to become more creative. You know, you're trying to expand yourself, which is great. You know, don't get me wrong, like being creative, it is great. It could release some stress. It can make you have a different perception on life, on your life or somebody else's life, based on the creativity that you see in their life. However, we have to always keep in mind of the consequences and of our actions. So regardless of what you want, you have to keep in mind that what you want and the decision that you make will eventually give a feedback to you. And the feedback, depending on whether you make the right or wrong decision, it's going to give you judgment. You're going to have to come to terms with whatever it is that you decide to do, right? So that's for some of you. For others of you, you may have already had gone through the judgment, and the judgment has created certain emotional, your feelings. So the actual judgment itself has created you has made you feel a certain way, to the point where you are actually feeling either frightful or worried about it. And you're sort of like seeing it, that you're sort of seeing how, you didn't take the correct precautions to your decision. You may have forgotten, a little something that could really change everything. And regardless of what your will is, there's people that may be opportunistic, and may want to use, your own missed opportunity for their own gain. So you just have to be very, very careful about that and how you handle your situations. So just be mindful of your actions, be mindful how you talk to people, be mindful of how you carry yourself towards others, especially now, with in the times that we're in, where people have different opinions. You want to make sure that you are in the right mindset, to either communicate yourself correctly so that there's no misunderstandings, and therefore you don't end up, being worried about, oh my God, did I say the right thing? Or, oh my God, did I make somebody feel bad? You want to be able to communicate, but in a way that you build somebody up rather than, tear them down. I really don't see, any negative energies as far as, this one and this one, but this is more like how you're feeling, how you're thinking. So I would suggest for you to try and do a little bit of meditation, as far as, like making sure that your thoughts are in order to what it is that you want to accomplish. The law of attraction is really, it is something that I can attest to. The more you start thinking positively, the better it is, the better your perception of your life becomes. So, I mean, Aries, you are fire. You have the will and the power to, bring things about. But you just have to be very, very careful as to how you want to, like, what path you want to take, because fire is a very strong energy. Fire will destroy in order to create something, so just be careful that your words and your actions, they are in line with what it is that you want to accomplish, that you are not just being mean to people who really don't deserve that type of energy, from you. I would say, if you are in a state where you need to make a decision, sleep on it. Think about it. Make a list, the pros and the cons, and then go from there. Because whatever decision it is, just because the judgment came out here, I feel like it's a really important decision that could change, that could really change how you see yourself, how you see another person, and how, you know, your how you go about your life. On the bottom, we have the King of Wands, which is really good considering that this is the beginning and this is the end. So I definitely feel like you have the strength and the will to get what you want. However, you have to be very conscious of how you approach that situation and what steps you need to take in order for you to become the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands, it's somebody who is creative and who has an eye for beauty. Most of the times, the King of Wands is a person that is very impulsive and friendly. It could also be somebody who can help you out in your business or can help you get you started in that, in whatever goal that you're trying to start. So, you know, I find it very funny how this is the beginning and this is kind of like the end, you know, like the higher self type of thing. But yeah, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, you will be able to accomplish. This is kind of just like a, you know, beware type of thing, you know, because we all have that, you know, we all have the ability to go either to the dark or to the light. And I feel like it's more of a warning and more of a, hey, you know, think about how you're gonna say this. Think about what you're gonna do, you know, because everything that we do has a consequence. Everything in life. I don't know if you guys, the movie Matrix, I believe it's the second one, comes to mind, where the guy is, where Neo goes in to see him. I forgot his name. When he goes to see him, you know, and they're asking him for to give him the key maker, and he tells them like, what are you gonna give me in return? You know, for every action there's a reaction. And this is kind of like the type of energy that I'm feeling here. Like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, you can make whatever decision you make, but just make sure that you're making it from a place of positive energy. Make sure that all of your worries, that, you know, that you're not tired of just a situation without looking at every single way of the situation. Like, you have the energy, you have the will to make a risk, but just be aware that whatever risk you take, there is a consequence for it. It's not I don't think it's a bad spell or anything like that. But let's just see what else can Spirit give us as far as guidance. I think I got this one. There you go. All right, Spirit and Archangels, I call upon to thee. Come forth and bring guidance to my Aries. What guidance can you provide them? What guidance can you provide them for the month of September 2020? What guidance can you provide Aries for this September 2020? See, 10 of Cups. So as long as you are making, sorry, it's backwards. I'll put it right here. Oof, you can't really tell. So my camera's a little skewed. My setup, it's kind of poor. It's not a very good setup, but let me see if I can fix it for you. I need to figure out how to make the things better. All right. So see, you get the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups it's a very good card. It's a very favorable card. For most people, it means success, lasting happiness, a happy home environment, loving friends, partners, perfect friendships, great love and contentment, emotional reward. So like I was saying, just make sure that whatever decision you decide to make for September, that you're making it from a place of love, because that's what's gonna get you from the beginning to the end, to the higher self, or to your higher self. So just make sure that you are making the decision based on love, and not just the of worries, not based on, oh my god, I'm so tired of this, like I just can't do this anymore. Like, even if you are in that state of being, with this being a card of air, I feel like you need to communicate in order for you to maybe get the complete story. You get me? Because sometimes you might be able to only perceive half of the story, right? And that goes with pretty much everybody. We all have our own perceptions of the world, but are you seeing this from a place of love, a place of happiness, or are you seeing this from a place of negative emotions, where you're just worried, where you're just in pain? That's where you need to be able to kind of like discern, okay, if I make this decision because I'm feeling this way, what is the feedback that I'm going to get from that? If I make it from a place of love, what is the outcome, or what is more likely to attract what I really want? Like, you can't be worrying about somebody, cheating on you, or, and always checking up on them, or being too possessive over them. You're not acting from a place of love. You're acting from a place of worry, a place of fear, because you may fear that they're gonna leave you. So just be mindful of the emotions that you have when you make a decision. Now, I do have these oracle cards, and I want to see what they can give us. I can never, these cards are kind of too big for my hands. All right. Oracle cards, what message do you have for my Aries? Give us a guiding message, or something that we can work on ourselves that would give us closer to our true desires. Cups. So for this one, it's a chalice. The chalice is a symbol of blessing, consecration, and bliss. Whatever is placed within, it is made sacred and transferred that sanctity to those who drink from it. The blessed waters flow forth endlessly, symbolizing the wellspring of divine love. In ritual and magic, it is primarily elemental energy is water. Water is emotions, and its direction on the sacred circle is west. The meaning: drink deep from the vessel of life and love. Feel yourself connected to the waters of the world. One in harmonious union with all beings, you are offered a chance to seek your bliss and answer the call. Now, the key words here is blessing, communion, and love. So you have to make sure that when you do decide to make that decision, that you're making it from a place of love. Your affirmation is, I am love, I love, and I am loved. And the challenge that comes with this is to ask yourself, what part of your spirit needs healing? So think about that. Think about that question. What part of your spirit needs healing? And then that is going to bring you, sorry, I just noticed that it's backward. And that is going to bring you to a sense of awareness, so that you are not, so that you don't make your decision based on pain. See, like this one. You don't make your decision based on pain and tiredness. You make it out of love. Because the more you're aware, the more aware you are, the more you're able to see what's the best option for you and for everybody else around you. And with that, I leave you, Aries. I hope that you have a fantastic September. And if you like this, if you connect with this, please follow me on YouTube. I also have a TikTok under the same name, Magical Essences. Magical Essentials for You. And yeah, if you have any questions or concerns regarding this, let me know. I just started doing this today. I've done spreads before for friends and family, but this is the first time of me actually posting them. So I hope that this spread and reading resonates with a lot of you guys. And if it doesn't, then it's okay, This is for Aries, right sun, rising, and moon. Check out my other videos that are going to be posted later on this week. And maybe if you don't get a message here, you might get a message on your rising, moon. So I'll see you later. Bye.